Okay, so this is a part 2 video of how to add a Kickstarter to your XR650L. And as I explained in the first video, you have to change this countershaft out of your 650L to an earlier XR600 countershaft because Honda didn't machine the end of this countershaft to accept the kickstart idler gear. And the early ones, the idler gear bushing, everything will slide right on. Okay. The problem I found, at least with the one that I'm using, which I believe is out of an XL600, is the length of the splines on the shaft. As you can see, this shaft splines are about 29 millimeters long. When you move over to the XL, they're way shorter. If you can see that on the camera. So what happens is the fifth gear slider rides on those splines and engages the second gear. But because those splines are so short, when you shift out of second and into third and this gear pulls back, it can't move far enough to clear the second gear. So your second gear remains locked up all the time. So that's the problem I ran into. I put the whole thing together on the bench and I'm trying to shift out a second and I can't get the gears to clear. So when I took it back apart and measured everything, I went, oh, okay, there's the problem. So beware of the XL600 countershafts. They're too short and it doesn't look like they're going to work. Well, it doesn't look like they won't work. Okay, so the thing is, what I've decided to do, I had to order a new 650L countershaft because as you can see, the splines on this one for the countershaft sprocket are all messed up. But what I'm going to do, just to make sure I don't run into a problem again, is when I get that shaft, I'm going to take it down to my machine shop and I'm going to have them turn down the end of this shaft so the kickstart idler gear bushing will fit. Also, while you have these guys apart, we talked about replacing second and fifth gear, make them second gear closer ratio and fifth gear taller. So what you want to do is the second gear main shaft, that's this guy here, it's really easy to change. Just slide one on, slide one off. But the second gear main shaft, you want to replace this gear with a 16 tooth. And those are still available from Honda. And the fifth gear, which is the one we were talking about, didn't have enough room to move back and forth on this shaft. You want to replace that with a 20 tooth gear, and that'll give you a taller fifth gear ratio. So I just wanted to make a little update to give you a heads up on what I found so you don't run into the same problem I ran into. So I hope that helps you out and have a great day.